Welcome to On Subrogation, the podcast about how to recover your damages from the people who caused them. We are live from the National Association of Subrogation Professionals Annual Conference in Orlando, Florida, and I am here with Jeff Lyle from Nationwide Insurance. Jeff and I are presenting at the conference this year on accident reconstruction. And Jeff, you are very well situated to be an expert on this particular subject. Can you tell us about your background?
I'm a retired police officer. I ran a team at Summit County, Ohio, where we investigated serious accidents and fatal crashes.
It's really great. And now you actually train police officers in accident reconstruction, right?
I do.
I think that's awesome. So one of the really interesting things that I've learned from you in preparing for our presentation has to do with sideswipe collisions, which I think oftentimes are seen as kind of, 50-50, he said, she said, how are you ever going to prove that? But you've taught me that you can prove who's at fault in a sideswipe collision just by looking at the damage to the vehicles after the fact. Tell us how we can do that.
Well, when two vehicles collide, they leave physical evidence against each other, and that physical evidence can often tell you the angle of impact that the vehicles collided in and the principal direction of force in which they separated in. Backing up in time, you can often tell where those cars were seconds before the crash. A lot of times, one vehicle will have a tire smear, which may help you determine that one of those vehicles were out of their protective wheel wells. The only way they're out of their protective wheel wells is if they're turning.
So when you say tire smear, you're talking about actually part of the tire of one vehicle leaving a smear mark on the other vehicle.
That's correct.
All right, and you said that means that it's outside of the protected wheel well. So tell us more about that piece of it.
It's a little more complicated than that, but it's a clue that a vehicle traveling straight down the road would be inside its protective wheel wells while traveling straight. And when that vehicle turns, that wheel comes out of the wheel well right or left, and it either the leading edge is out if it's making a left, or if it's making a right, the trailing edge is out. So if a vehicle is turning into you and leaves that black smear across your car, you can at least at minimum prove that the vehicle's tire was out of the protected wheel well. Then using the damage analysis, you could determine the angle.
So if we have a sideswipe collision and my insured says that they were the one who had the lane control and the other vehicle was moving in, and the other vehicle is trying to claim that our insured is the one who moved into them, I can look for that tire smudge. And if there is only tire smear on my insured's vehicle, then I can argue that that's because the other vehicle was the one turning into my insured's lane.
Yeah, again, a little more to it, but yeah, that it's a clue, and that clue again only got there one way. It magically could have not got there another way. You could also get a tire smear from enough force where a fender bent in and the wheel is exposed. So you kind of got to learn how to read the smear, the angles, the separation, and the maximum engagement of that. But it's a clue.
So you need to see both vehicles too.
In a perfect world.
Oftentimes we only get pictures of our own insured's vehicle, so that would be part of the discovery process, that we would want to get pictures of the tortfeasor vehicle to see, was their fender bent in enough that perhaps that tire smear could have gotten there even without them having moved in a non-forward manner.
The more information you have, the more you can analyze. The more you can analyze, the more you can narrow down liability.
That's great information, Jeff. Thank you so much.